I'm Natalie. I'm a manager at a nonprofit organization in Washington, D.C., and I give Notion a rating of 4 out of 5. Before we started using Notion, my team was using SharePoint, which is a Microsoft product that was kind of already embedded with the other Microsoft products we were currently using as an organization as a whole. And we were finding that we were really struggling with keeping track of all of our various documents, our various audio files, and what stages they were in, since we do a lot of editing back and forth. And so I started looking into Notion because it seemed like a good place where there would be a hub where everyone on my team could work together in their various skill sets, whether it be editing or audio. And we were able to look at the different products as they were in different stages, and we could all work on them together, and I could see as people were adding in their assigned work, rather than in SharePoint where things seem to get lost very often, and or people were forgetting to put things into SharePoint that should have been shared amongst the group. Whereas in Notion it became much easier to just pull up Notion, the app, or the desktop app, or even in your phone, and just drag and drop documents in. The reason we chose Notion, because there were so many different elements and different ways to organize pages in Notion. And if you're unfamiliar with Notion, you can set up either a blank page and just list things out, or you can make it a calendar view. You can make it like in steps where you can drag things into the next step, and you can assign different projects to people and it'll send them emails and notifications. You can do, we have all these different tables set up for checking off certain lists in terms of like when something goes through our production system. You can also configure pages in such a way that you can do like a schedule. You can configure it as a schedule, but then you can also configure the same page to reorganize as a list. You can configure the same page to reorganize as a grid. So it was really helpful for all of our team members who work in different styles to be able to see the work they had to do in the various ways that helped them the best. Onboarding into Notion wasn't too difficult at all. We have two people on our team that are admins of of our group on Notion, and being able to add other users was very very easy. Essentially, we just had to send them like a link to where our Notion board was, and they were able to create their own account through that link, and that also gave us the ability to set different settings for each person on our team. So the onboarding process was rather simple. The integration with anything that you add new to a team, you have to really challenge your team to fully use the benefits of any software. But now that we're over 2 years in, our team is using Notion more regularly than we're using email. So if you have a team that's larger than, I would say, 5 individuals, Notion's definitely going to benefit you in more ways than you know. And I think what has been the most helpful that I've learned since really learning about the software is their customer service is super responsive. Sometimes I had difficulty building a page in a certain way, and I knew Notion had the capability to do that. I just didn't know how to do it myself. So I would just ping them a message, and they usually respond within a minute or two, which is very helpful. And I know some people are a little resistant to reaching out to customer service, especially on software, because they see it as a robot and not a face of another person. But it was super helpful. Their customer service is really great, and I wish I would have utilized that more as I was struggling to build the pages in the very beginning.